Yo, what's good, man? I seen the I seen the interview on Fight Hype yesterday, right? It was Oscar De La Hoya, and me and my dog Black, we was just talking about how Vergil Ortiz has been maneuvering his way around certain competition, like Terrence Crawford and Jerron Boots Ennis. But a lot of times we assume that that's the promoters protecting them. But Vergil Ortiz said in an interview himself that he ain't ready for Crawford. He wasn't ready for them back then. He ain't gonna be ready for him after this fight. He need another fight after this. It's just the energy when it comes to Crawford and Ennis. It just isn't there. It don't seem like he want to get in there with them type of dudes. But Spence and Keith Thurman, they elite guys too. And Oscar De La Hoya, he seems he seems willing to fight those guys. And that'll be great fights too because Keith Thurman, Keith Thurman, he's number 3 in the WBC, and Vergil, I think he's up there somewhere like 1 or 2 or something like that. And Oscar De La Hoya is saying that he want that fight mandated by the WBC. I don't know if the WBC, if they mandate fights between two non-champions, but I guess that they can mandate it as a final eliminator for Errol Spence. And yeah, that would make sense. That would be a very exciting fight. I wouldn't look at Vergil as a duck or anything if he was to take that fight. And I believe that's a 50-50 fight right there. Keith Thurman and Vergil Ortiz, the styles, it makes for a great fight. Keith Thurman, he's very explosive and he's up on his toes. He has better feet than Vergil. So he's going to be trying to outbox Vergil. And Vergil, he's quick and athletic too, and he has power. So that'll be a good looking fight right there. It'll basically be Keith Thurman trying to keep the young lion off him all night. And Keith Thurman, he's shown to be vulnerable with that body. You know what I'm saying? Vergil Ortiz, he dropped Mean Machine to the body. I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't necessarily say Vergil is a body puncher. I just think he has power. So anywhere he lands, it's gonna count. And he dropped Mean Machine to the body in his last fight. And Keith Thurman in his last 3 fights has been spitting his mouthpiece out, reacting horribly to the body shot. So maybe Oscar De La Hoya sees something in Keith Thurman, and I wouldn't blame him. And you know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, he's not like prime Thurman, but that's still a great win for Vergil. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a former unified champ. That's one of the older welterweights that you claim that you and Jerron Ennis is trying to get out the way so y'all can take over welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So he would get a hell of a lot of credit for that fight, even though Thurman don't really deserve to be top 3 in the WBC. You know what I'm saying? He's still showing that he's explosive. But I just wanted to put that out there. De La Hoya, he's protecting Vergil. He's protecting Vergil, but like he'll let him fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? And Vergil's energy when he's being asked about these fights, it's like it seems like he doesn't want to get in there. But I see Vergil Ortiz taking the Keith Thurman fight, and and De La Hoya, yeah, the Errol Spence fight. De La Hoya brought up the Errol Spence fight. They both are from Texas, and they both have a decent fan base. Vergil Ortiz and Errol Spence. So the fight in Texas between them two is liable to sell real big and do well on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Vergil will be an underdog against Spence, but it's a lot to benefit out of that fight right there. You'll get the highest payday up to date, and you'll get a chance at 3 belts. You know, and a lot of people look at Errol Spence as, not on Terrence Crawford's level. So maybe that's why he don't want to fight Terrence Crawford, because he's trying to get that Spence shot. I wouldn't blame him. I just want to see the welterweight division keep rolling. But Vergil Ortiz, he got to step up to the plate soon. But I just wanted to talk about what De La Hoya said, because these promoters, they really the ones that be stopping these fights. So a lot of what they say, it kind of comes to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Like they word hold as much weight as the fighters, cause you know what I'm saying? Cause they be stopping the fights. Like Benavidez and Andre right now. Benavidez, it's mutual agreement that they both want to fight, but you got Benavidez, stupid ass promoter, trying to come out and trying to outprice the man so the fight don't happen. So we got to see. Welterweight finna be on him though this year, and I'm looking forward to it.